first heard about working with Delta Humane Society through Lance McCann. Him and I are friends, and when he asked me to come take a look at the water heater, I naturally just said, absolutely, let's go take a look at it. So today we're back over to the Delta Humane Society. We looked at, there were 2 water heaters that were leaking, or 1 water heater that was leaking. Last week the water heater was delivered. So they have 2 pretty big size water heaters, I would say like at least 75 gallon residential water heaters. And they don't need that kind of a capacity anymore. So we're gonna replace them with 150 gallon water heater. They're going to be doing a remodel there, so I'm not too concerned with fitting them for the long term. They're really just getting fit for short term to save cost and also just to kind of get the hot water going. Lance McCann. Yes, you can with Lance McCann. He's going to be working with me on this. He's donating his time and I'm donating my time. So we're both donating the labor, and I got them set up so they paid for the water heater, for the material directly, so they were able to save cost. They got my contractor discount on that. So kind of just going out there and helping them out, getting it done. They're a nonprofit, and I know a lot of nonprofits are probably going through a lot of tough times, so I've always been a fan of the Delta Humane Society. When I was a kid, anything super special always starts off with that when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I love dogs. I've always loved dogs. And I remember going to the Delta Humane Society and just to go there and look at them and daydream about having a dog, because for whatever reason, I think we're living in an apartment or whatever reason, my mom wouldn't let me have a dog. It kind of rests. I have a soft spot in my heart because I was there as a kid and because I love animals. So it was an easy yes. The water heater was delivered about a week prior to us installing it. So we had all the materials staged and ready to go. We wanted to make sure that we made this as efficient as possible, and we kind of cut down on as much time wasted. So having it pre-delivered was an option that we used. They were in a position where we could do that because they did have hot water already, and the water that was leaking wasn't damaging anything. And we started draining that water heater already. So when we got on site, we disconnected the old water heaters, got them out of the way. So Lance is taking off the earthquake straps. He already disconnected the water up front, up top, on this one. You gotta disconnect that, disconnect cut the T&P off. Gases is already disconnected on this one. We're gonna lean the water heater back on our arms like this, and then we're gonna grab it from the bottom. Lance does things the dangerous way. We're going to show him how to do it the safe way. United we stand! I don't know how this works. It doesn't make sense. It works with a lot of trust, Lance. But my arm was cranked.
This looks like it's going to be bad.
It makes sense. We could actually just go like this. We could do that little the handshake that none of us want to do.
With your back, we're going to drop it.
Not on me, buddy! These water heaters, we usually dispose of them at our suppliers. We can dispose of water heaters for you. This particular water heater was purchased at Pace Supply, so we're going to take the old water heaters to Pace Supply for disposal. Started making some changes to the plumbing because we went from two water heaters to 1, so there's a couple lines that needed to be capped off, and a couple of changes that just need to get reconfigured that were pretty minor to us. Once we got everything out, we cleaned everything up, we got a game plan. We just installed the water heaters, connected everything up, put in new water heater straps and supply lines, and replaced some of the basic stuff that we always exchange anyways, and got the water heater in there and got it buttoned up. See how easy the air that was?
Yeah, I don't know if that would have
It is hard going down. It's hard coming down though. The most important thing on the water heater is sizing up the vent first, because you got less options with the vent. Then I go with the T&P because it has to go to a certain direction, so I want to know the angle of that. But I also want to look at where where this is at too, where the burner is at, because if you ever had to light it, you don't want it to be turned towards the wall. So you want to have that relatively accessible. Also to make repairs if it ever needs to. This is going to be in the way. So I'm just disconnecting these arms because obviously each one went to 2 different water heaters. We're converting it to 1 water heater, so I'm going to I don't know which one went to which, so I'm going to figure out the best angle. We might replace this Y. I'm going to kind of put everything up and see what it looks like up when it's up.
Audio Jungle.
With the stride that says I'm going places, she's traveling fast, and I can tell from how she.
I just put the cap up top. It took me a while to find that cap. Apparently it is not as common as I figured it would be. So I go to 3 different places. Got it, and then connect the TMP line. Finish strapping it, put the supply lines in the gas. I mean, almost all of it. It'll go by fast. We take the time to listen to the customer's needs, and not just listen to their needs, but look at the situation that's there. They're getting the Delta Humane Society is planning to remodel that whole building. It doesn't really make sense to replace both water heaters. It didn't really make sense to put in a high efficient something really big when there's going to be a big remodel coming up. And we're able to look at the whole layout of their system and kind of implement something that was more useful to them at the moment. They used to have radiant heat flooring, and that's why they had 2 water heaters there. They don't have that anymore, so we eliminated it. It's our job to come up with a solution, and it's not always the most expensive one. Sometimes we have to look at the customer's needs and what they have available to them, and that's honestly what makes plumbing so fun. Is that everything's different. It's not just the job, but it's the solutions and how we come up with the solutions that make it so fun and enjoyable. All right, so we just got it lit. Sometimes it might take a little while to get the water heater lit because when you replace the supply line, it's full of fresh air. We had a little leak at this little valve up there. I bled the line out and it came out good. Everything went pretty smooth. Outside of the fact of having to find some parts that it was a cap for the vent fluid pipe that apparently wasn't as easy to find as I thought. I thought I'd go to 1 place and I ended up having to go to 3. But that's just the way it is, so it's all done. Everything's good.